it seems it's working. Nice. Oh, let's add a little bit more light. Okay, better. And okay, here I have my chat next to me on iPad. Perfect. Cool. And okay, it's also here. So yeah, today I would like to play around a little bit with ChatGPT, and I'm kind of curious to see, can I get app reviews from the App Store using ChatGPT? If not, then somehow else export and just kind of go through those reviews and kind of collect all the information that I have here. Oh, why don't I have chat on my iPad? Let me try to fix that. Okay, here it is. Okay, here it is. Hello, Decodo. Hey, hey. So, okay. ChatGPT, can you get... don't have ability to browse the internet. Okay. That kind of sucks, but okay, whatever. For, let's say, for my iOS app, because I have access to the App Store Connect. App Store Connect. I'm not sure if we can get all the reviews downloaded in App Store Connect. App Annie, Sensor Tower, and App Follow. About App Follow, I know that they provide kind of in small packages. Reviews API. Okay, I'm not going to write my own kind of tool to fetch that, but maybe. Hey, labvakar, Ekaterina. Okay, let's go to the App Store Connect. I doubt it is possible to get all the reviews downloaded, but let's check out just to be sure. Boom. Ratings and reviews. Maybe I'm wrong. I will be happy to be wrong. Hey, Legby. United States. Actually, I would like to see all countries. Hey, Rafael, hello. Good evening. Okay, most recent. I do not see any export options. I got quite a few good ratings. Could be nice to write back to all those nice 5-star reviews. I will definitely do that, but not today. Most recent, most helpful. Yeah, I do not see option to export those ratings here. Maybe somewhere on the bottom. One-star rating. That bug is already fixed. That was version 1.2. Yeah, actually, maybe that doesn't make sense to export all of the ratings. That could be enough. Reviews, I mean, not ratings, but reviews. That could be enough if I have for few last versions. Free features aren't great. Oh my gosh. 1-star ratings are kind of fun, you know. Let me see. Can we get all ratings 1 star? Is essentially paying for the clock. Sure. This one is super cool. After 3 days trial, you need to pay for the app. That is kind of cool. Hey Martins, hello. Sveiks. This 1-star rating is my favorite one. After trial, you have to pay for the app. Sure, you can keep using free version, but... So, I do not see option to export those ratings here in any way. Good evening, Malik. Hello. Okay, you know, I will go to the app figures. Let me kind of hide the screen for a bit. I don't know what information we will see here after login. Just to, I don't know, to do not share something. Oh, welcome to the channel. Thanks for the subscription. Reviews. Here we are. Okay. Here I can share the screen. Nice. Oh, here is export. Okay, here is export. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I checked it out already. That app figures have export, but I guess we have export only kind of yeah, page by page. I guess Excel will be fine. Hello, Shankar. I have MacBook Pro 2015. Let me set to export a few more pages. Okay, page 2. I have MacBook Pro 2015 and iPhone 12 mini. Can I start learning iOS development with those devices, or I have to upgrade for them? You're perfectly fine. 2015 MacBook Pro is still great device to start learning, to start working. I basically started my freelancing career using 2015 MacBook Pro, and I used it for, I don't know, almost 6 years, because I was waiting while Apple will kind of move over from that horribly bad keyboard, butterfly keyboard. So yeah, no problems at all. Okay, I downloaded 2015. Sure, it is not latest and greatest, but that's great machine for starting. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Okay, one more. How many ratings do I have actually? Reviews, not ratings, reviews. Oh, basically 100, probably close to 200. Okay, one more page then. How many exported? 4 pages. Okay, page number 5, and that should be enough probably. I'm complaining, but I'm using Windows. But their updates are pain in the ass. Yeah, Windows updates, I kind of remember that from my corporate job. Okay, where is my Excel? Okay, here it's opening. Do I need to buy a MacBook? Yeah, sure, you should. You should buy a MacBook for your wife. Yeah, interesting. Why we are exporting, how many? 11? Reviews only? Okay, whatever. I will just do that manually. Copy pasta now. Opening second one. Just double checking that is... Yeah, it is kind of... latest and greatest. Oh, I want to close just this page. I don't even know how to use Excel, to be frank. Okay, one more. Probably I can just copy all those lines, paste them here. Yeah, that kind of works. Okay, last one. I'm just doing that manually now. I think I could add some Zapier automation. When new review is added to the app, I could copy that to the some Google Sheet, for example. That could work, but whatever. Today I'm just doing that manually. Okay, let me catch up with chat. What we are talking about here. How do you like app figures? I kind of like it, but I am not kind of, I don't know, kind of pro or heavy user. I'm using them lightly. I should spend more time in app figures, definitely. I have started learning on the Asus laptop with macOS as a second OS. Yeah, Hackintosh is the way to go if you are on budget. We are working with medical devices and everything. Oh, medical devices, sure, you have to stick with Windows. Oh, one time I lost commas and dots in Excel files. That sounds horribly bad, yeah. My work needs to buy MacBook. Yeah. Is it possible using OS in Windows laptop? OS? What do you mean by OS? MacOS? Yes, it is. Yeah, Hackintosh kind of works, but yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. What is the processor in the Mac? In my Mac, I have M1 Pro MacBook. How is your watch app? It is alive. Sadly, I wasn't able to make that freediving application that I wanted really to create. So yeah, that fitness application, I don't know. I do not spend much time on that. It is getting some downloads, but currently there is no business at all in that application. Is it possible to detect if user has rated the app so we don't spend users? Sure, you can store that locally on device, that information, for example. But I don't think there is kind of way provided by Apple to check if user rated application. Do you usually spend time checking how your app's looking on device using display zoom accessibility option? iPhone 7 with this is driving me crazy. You can do that in previews. You know, if you are using SwiftUI, you can create all those Basilion previews, and then you will see how it looks with all the different zooms. I'm doing that. Have you tried web development? Little bit. Let me say so. I learned HTML in university, and I learned a bit PHP on my own. And my kind of bachelor's work was kind of social network, kind of based on picture posting, kind of, let's say, picture blogs. Instagram wasn't around back then, so but something like that, you know, something like blogs but by photos. So I don't know. Yeah, that was my bachelor job, but that's it. That's about it. I did a little bit Java, learned a little bit Java, wrote some. I remember the most challenging that I did in Java was email spam client, but that's actually not web development, you know. Yeah, Windows updates are scary. Scary. Okay, I have 51 review. Fetch it, do we need more? Which version it is? I see 5-star ratings, 2-star ratings, basically. That's cool. And we are already on app version 291, so that's enough actually. And we are already in year 2021. Oh, I didn't respond any of them. That's bad from my side, but whatever. Original review, do we have something edited as well? No, just original review. Okay. Java can be horrible. Yeah, I did a little bit Android development. Oh, I like this review. Actually, I should filter all the 3-star, something like that ratings as well, because 5-star ratings usually are something like, oh, it's good app, yada, 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 so. Yeah, that sounds like that, yeah. Not cool, but that I did or didn't. Actually, I'm kind of more interested, you know, 5-star ratings are kind of nice, you know, but usually 5-star ratings, you know, for what is great 5-star ratings, basically this one rating, I definitely should answer and write thank you for this review. But those ratings are great to write some copy. For example, when you want to kind of write about your application somewhere on your app site or in App Store screenshots, basically there is, I don't remember who said that, but you kind of should use language of your customers. Basically, the same what your customers are saying about the product should work quite well as a marketing for your product. So, for example, this one, simple to navigate. That's kind of good, you know. Already, you already can put that in somewhere in app description, stuff like that, you know. Yeah, but whatever. Those 5-star reviews, those are great, just for your ego and dopamine boost and for copy. But 4-star and 3-star ratings are kind of more kind of constructive and giving some feedback. Basically, those customers are not 100% happy with the application, and maybe they are asking for something to be added in the app. 3-star ratings, I will say as well. 2-star ratings, kind of on the edge. 1-star ratings, in my opinion, you can probably ignore. For example, For example, this one. Don't say it's free if you have a mandatory subscription model to use. Immediately deleted. So that's just not true. I don't know why this customer, yeah, maybe interface is not clear enough that this customer somehow understood that subscription is mandatory, but actually application kind of provides full functionality for free as well. I don't know. Keeps crashing. On version 4. Do not believe in that actually, because we have very few crashes. Okay, maybe. Let's include those 1-star ratings as well. So let's go for how many ratings we filtered now. 82. Okay. Viewing 1 to 10. Can I get more in the page? 10 is kind of not much. Oh, here it is, 100 per page. Amazing. So basically I have all of them here. Oh, amazing. So let's... Actually, I will make new file. How many ratings I have total? Two, 4, 9. So basically that is just 3 pages. If I will ask for 100 per page, that's fine. Let's export. Let's export again. Okay, I'm going to delete all that I created here. I will have all of them. Don't save. Go away, go away. Don't save. What's going on? Okay, close it, everything. Okay, let's delete those and let's export again. Page 1. Oh, it will take a little bit longer. That's fine. Page 2 and worst thing about Java and Android is the beginning is build tool config. Oh yeah, Martin and I did Java and Android development back in the days when Eclipse was kind of IDE for Android development. Nowadays with Android Studio, that is fine. With Eclipse, to get all of that working, that was a bit of nightmare, you know. Kids Paradise, you are asking that for the same question for 3rd time already. I answered that question. I said you are fine with that 2015 MacBook. And yeah, Ricardo also kind of saying that on 2015 MacBook probably you will not be able to get latest and greatest Xcode. I don't know. Check that out on your own, but anyways, you will be fine. Haters always gonna hate. Yeah, that's true. Have you tested hard paywall when you don't let user in without trial or subscription? Not really, but I have kind of... There's my free diving application. Let me show you. It's not kind of hard paywall, but it is close to that. Let me switch to some simulator and let's build and run the app. Are you excited for the WWDC? Yes, every year. That's always every year, you know, you're kind of excited about WWDC, looking all those new frameworks and then do not implement those for another year or two. That's just how it works, you know. Oh, Martin started with Eclipse too. Sorry, yeah. Almost made me quit Java in general. Exactly, yeah. So here it is, my paywall. You see, it is not kind of hard paywall, but there is no close button or something. You have just big start 7 days free trial, but you can slide it down because that's how it works in iOS. But that's not very obvious, maybe, that you can kind of slide it down. It's not really kind of hard paywall, but that kind of close to that. No one getting really mad about it, except that one 1-star rating. But everyone is fine with that, and you can skip that paywall. Easy. It is possible. I don't know. I'm not getting much hate about this paywall. And it works well. It is converting well. If you had to start from 0 to today, do you still use iOS Dev? Yes. Because currently I'm doing the thing that I like to do right now. If I would not like to build iOS applications, I will do something else, you know. So yeah, same stuff. Eclipse and RTU, that's even worse than Eclipse and Java. Yeah. I develop Flutter applications, but now I start learn Swift to develop iOS apps. Cool, yeah. Does it not intimidate you to openly show your code? Not at all. At some point you will face copycats. I'm facing copycats already. And if someone is kind of getting to copy my code from my screens and then maintain it, so that is just hero, you know. I have difficulties to maintain my own code. I feel sorry about those copycats. Usually copycats just looking on user interface and copy up behavior, all that stuff. There is no need to copy code. Do we expect at WWDC any improvements for development on iPad? Frankly, I do not expect. Maybe, but I didn't even think about that. I don't think that is big priority for the app. I think, yeah, over the years that Swift playgrounds will grow and will be kind of more, probably will become more powerful, but I do not expect that we will see, let's say, full version of Xcode for iPad. Maybe one day, probably, kind of, why not, but I don't think that is this year. And also, I do not really care much about that, because back in the days when we were using Intel MacBooks, I was kind of often choosing to grab iPad with me when I was going out to work somewhere in coffee shops and so on, because, I don't know, iPad can work forever from battery, has great screen, all that stuff. Nowadays, MacBooks also can work on battery forever, has great screen, better keyboard, and you can do whatever on MacBook. On iPad, that is still kind of small subset of the tasks that I can do. So I do not care too much about that. Have you made any videos on marketing of your apps? Little bit. I'm about to release a few apps, and aside from App Store optimization, actually beside App Store optimization, I didn't do anything. My videos were about App Store optimization. I started with Pascal and Turbo Pascal as ID in RTU. Yeah, I started with Delphi. In RTU, I was for one semester, and I understand immediately that I'm not very interested to follow, because first 3 years in RTU was common for everyone. Doesn't matter, are you there to learn engineering in electricity or programming? Basically 2 or 3 years was the same for everyone. So it was half of the year for me to understand, no, thank you, goodbye. And then I switched to the TSI, Transport and Statistics Institute. But my reason also was just because they had kind of studies on weekends only. First last, hello, great channel. Thank you very much. RTU is awful, yeah. Yeah. My wife's brother also studied in RTU, electricity, and didn't finish it. I don't know. It's fine. How Monday it public your MMR from your apps? What? I have MRR from my apps publicly on my Twitter profile, but I didn't. Maybe try to ask this question one more time. Maybe I'm sleepy, do not understand. I don't want GPT to write code for me. How do I learn then? You are not learning by asking ChatGPT to write code. I would love to see an Xcode a little for iPad. Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure. Do you have a course to learn clean architecture in Swift? No, I don't. Delphi was great. I did an assignment. Yeah, I used Delphi. 100 days of SwiftUI is great place to start, definitely. To be indie though, yeah, but you will learn only programming part. If Apple release some VR or AR headset, will you code for it? Probably, Luis. I do not believe there will immediately be market for that. Most likely that headset will be expensive and that market will be very small. So probably that doesn't make sense as an indie developer to jump into that market immediately, because most of the users are still on iPhones, you know, because even iPad apps are not kind of, still most of the users and most of the money are on iPhones in iOS. But maybe if that will looks interesting and I will like to build up for that, then yeah, maybe. What architecture do you use to develop SwiftUI apps? MVVM. What's here to learn other than programming part? I know this. Oh, programming part is easy for indie developer. Building the iOS app is easiest part for indie developer. You have to do much more. You have to not only build the app, you should build application which will get some traction. That's product management, let's say. So then you have to do marketing and sales part. That's obviously marketing and sales. So there is much more than development. Is it true that Apple giving some boost in exposure? Yes, 7 days, about 7 days. Have you seen that effect on your apps? Yes. And yeah, Yekaterina covering kind of still technical part that's more than development. Completely agree with all that Yekaterina said, but yeah, that's testing, user interface, UX, user experience, all that stuff. So yeah, besides just programming. Programming is easy. Yes, Zem, for that question, I'm not sure. I assume that is for new apps only. I'm not sure about updates, because updates, you know, you can do minor updates every second day and get boosts for free. I am, let's say, 99% sure that is only for new apps. About what you need for indie development. Actually, let's go iversmeyers.com courses, because you're asking. Basically, besides programming, you need product idea and validation. Basically, you need not to build, I don't know. Basically, you have to kind of validate your product ideas to see will you have some traction, all that stuff, and so on. MVP development, that is easy, but then you need basically do that monetization, kind of right pricing, kind of grow your application, marketing, app store optimization, all that stuff. That's kind of a bit more challenging than you expect. Okay, back to our ChatGPT. Where are my files? Here are my files. Okay, much better. 100 records, another 100. Let's just copy paste all in one document. Copy, paste. Okay, and third one. Okay, here we are. Have you made it public, your MRR revenue from your apps? Yes. I have it publicly on my, for example, on my, actually in my course, I have those kind of full screenshots. Where it was. Okay, whatever. On sales page probably, I don't remember. Yeah, on sales page I have here, but also in course that was in more details, but publicly, just go to the Twitter. Just go to the Twitter, go to my profile. Here you have, that's somewhere 2.5K, something like that. MRR, that's on my profile, updating automatically from ChartMogul. ChartMogul statistics. Let's open. Here it is. MRR start a year ago. It was how much? 800. Now it is 2. Not 2.5. Close. Is it okay to use combine for all of the Firebase stuffs in console, or it's overkill? Use combine. Is it combine is framework for iOS development. Combine is kind of fine to use, but how it's related for Firebase stuff, hard to say. Over engineering is kind of possible, but yeah, I didn't understand exactly the question, but combine, sometimes combine itself is overkill, you know, but yeah, depends on details. If that code is kind of clear, readable, and so on, and easy to maintain, it's fine, but you can build kind of hard to follow and hard to understand code using combine. In the clipboard. Do we need clipboard? No, we don't need clipboard. And okay, go away and hide. Oh, hi. Hello, Stefan. Do you notice an increase or decrease of the numbers of iOS developers? I do not notice. I didn't mean console. Okay. Too bad you can't use Bard. Ah, Bard. Yeah, it is not available here yet in Latvia. Can you share with us how do you do to organize the screens when streaming? Change from mode to another mode easily. That's I'm using OBS. behind me you see PC. OBS is running on that PC. And yeah, I'm just using Stream Deck to switching between scenes, and that's not challenging at all. Just Google OBS, and then you will see that you can make different scenes in OBS, and yeah, you can switch between them during the stream. Okay. Say analyze. Actually, we could like to have feature requests and bug reports. All right, prepare a list with okay, let's boom. Okay, so the ChatGPT will be product manager of iOS app. I will provide a list. If you have any specific questions, ask them. One at a time. Okay, so I'm kind of setting up ChatGPT. Basically, ChatGPT is product manager for iOS app. I'm describing kind of my functionality of the app, and I will provide list with all the reviews and ask to prepare top 10 bug reports and top 10 feature requests. If you have any specific questions, ask them, but one at a time. So basically, let me know when you are ready to receive the list. Okay. Yeah, we know that you need the list here. Is this approach acceptable to you? Yes. Sounds good. Here are reviews. Oh my gosh, those are just one huge text without any breaks, whatever. Let's see. Hell. The message you submitted was too long. That's bad. Okay, I will give, let's say, 50 reviews at the time. Let's try to split it. Yeah, it is too big for ChatGPT. You guessed it right. Where do you use Combine most? I don't use it, but I'm using Combine for forms mostly. I see that Combine is very good to kind of check user input. For example, if you have form with multiple screens and user inputting, providing data for those screens, then you can just check that on the fly using Combine. Can you add a word or two about folders when you are creating an app where there's always many folders? I am kind of splitting up by screens usually. For example, home screens and exercise screen, something else, and then I have kind of views, and then I have models and all that stuff. And for general models, I have some kind of general, I know. Let's go and take a look on example. So here I have screens, onboarding screen, purchase screens, guidance, history view, exercises. In exercises, I have something, for example, views, then I have models, stuff like that. Maybe something is in wrong place. I'm not kind of religious about that, but basically settings are here, stuff like that. Assets, just kind of clear, right? Model. Model is something which is not kind of really for some specific screen, but those are kind of general models, stuff like that, you know. Extensions, for example, view extension for something, I don't remember for what. Yeah, device extension to see if device has notch or not. Actually, I can remove this because I added kind of library for that. Stuff like that. Custom views, for example. That is not for any specific screen, but those are some, for example, outline button. I'm using it across multiple screens. So that's stuff like that. Rounded corner button, what else? Drop shadow view. Oh, actually that's UI kit stuff. But what else? Whatever, yeah. This is SwiftUI stuff. Just button. Just to do not kind of... just to have somewhere it and use it across the app, you know, stuff like that. How do you motivate yourself to work on the apps when you didn't see the satisfaction enough results at the beginning? Yeah, Martins has great answer. You don't need motivation, you need discipline. Basically, here is today, here is your kind of future, what you want to achieve, and in the middle between them, there is work, and you just kind of decide what you want to do. Would you like to stay here where you are and play video games and watch Netflix and chill, or you would like to kind of move to this direction? And to move to this direction, you just need kind of decide what you want to do and do that every day, you know, small steps. Bart can read Excel forms, cool. I will split it by parts and I will get it running now. What do you think of the composable architecture? I have no clue what you're talking about. Is that about Android or what? I don't know, sorry. Do you use many libraries to create features or there is no need for libraries because everything is already in SwiftUI? In this specific application, here we can see I have Realm, which is basically Realm database, and I have Revenue Cat. Revenue Cat is for in-app purchases. Realm, that is kind of database, like core data, but a little bit kind of simpler to use. That's it. I don't have any other libraries in this project. All that I need I have in I built by my own in SwiftUI. That's it. Okay, let's... The message was too long. Please reload conversation and some... Okay, regenerate response. It will not work. So I will need to edit this. Can I select everything? Do you recommend happy hacking keyboard? I heard it is good. Oh, no. Just... Oh, my typing is bad. Clear. Is it clear? Oh, First Last, thank you very much for super chat. Appreciate that. I would say it will go straight to the coffee fund, but I have glass big mug of water. So cheers anyways. Thank you very much. Hey Dark Dragon, thank you. Missed a few questions. Do you know how many users are spread between different iOS versions? Yes, I can see them. Most of them are on iOS 16, yeah. If you pay $20 premium, there is no limit on text styling. So you see that there is, I'm paying premium. Happy hacking keyboard, I heard it is good, but that is not mechanical keyboard. Keep that in mind. That is kind of electric, what else? Not those switches, but it is good. I asked a question the wrong way. Did you have a situation when you stopped believing in your product during the development process? And if yes, what did you do then? Kind of, you know, I don't have believe in any project. I'm just kind of making small bets and looking which one will win, you know. For example, I made that fitness watch app. I didn't have high expectations. I was thinking, okay, I would like to make this fitness app on Apple Watch. I want to kind of learn Apple Watch development. I would like to have experience submitting Apple Watch in the App Store. If that Apple Watch app will make any money, that will be great. If that will be failure, anyways, I have plenty of things learned, you know. So I don't have high expectations for my apps, let me say so. Composable architecture is for iOS. Oh, okay. For me to win, I have to say that I don't give a shit about architectures because let me say so, I care about end product application. I would like to build applications that I like to use and customers are happy to use. And what else? Yeah, revenue part, of course, also to kind of keep it profitable, to be able to invest time and energy in that app development and keep building those applications. For that reason, I also kind of care about revenue. But I do not care much about fancy architectures. I forget already so many names there were already. Okay, whatever. I forget already many names for different fancy architectures. For iOS, that is kind of especially kind of tricky because there is no kind of strong library or framework. That is more like recommendations, how to use application, and also, just learning. If you are in institute and kind of learning, yeah, fine, that's good to learn, for education purposes. But even for work, if you are using whatever, I already forgot most of those architectures. If you are learning some specific architecture and if you expect that you will go to work in some company and you will learn exactly that architecture, that is not true, because all the companies are using kind of, I don't know, MVC, but with blackjack, their own approach on that, So I do not care too much about that. Samsung or Apple? I'm using Apple. I see a lot of people in IT using Apple, but it's very close ecosystem. So what? You always use Realm for your database and RevenueCat for purchases? No, not always. I started to use RevenueCat for purchases about 2 years ago, and I'm happy with them so far, so I'm using it. I used Realm for most of my apps for data persistence when I started building my own applications, and still how it for legacy reasons in some projects. In all latest and greatest projects, I'm using Core Data. Hey Skander, hope you're doing great. Yes, I do. Samsung, yeah, about Samsung. Samsung is even more closed than Apple, ecosystem. I used Samsung Android phones and I always hated that I needed to wait for Android updates from Samsung. So, I don't know. Not cool at all. Start sending the batches for reviews. Okay. Let's try to get some, let's say 50 maybe reviews. It is about 30, 50, let's say. Let's try like that. Oh, okay. Hopefully this will be okay. Okay, seems this will work. Okay, so 15 to about 100. Yeah, it works. Oh, it wasn't. That was not. Okay. ChatGPT, I didn't say that is all of them. Stop generating. Okay, let's try 100. Maybe that will go as well. 100 to 200. Ah, too many. Okay. That is kind of a bit more time consuming than I expected, but okay, whatever. 100. Yeah, I agree with Martin. Samsung system is not so open by default, exactly. There are several advantages when using it. For example, you can achieve 100% test coverage and everything is very maintainable due to being loosely coupled. The two guys that developed it really put some thoughts on it. But in my opinion, it's not needed. You know, all those, in my opinion, all those kind of frameworks and techniques, kind of and architectures, those are made to be able to keep that project alive when multiple development teams are working on that project. But if you are working as a solo developer on the app, that's just a waste of time. If you are working in small team, more often than not, that also is a waste of time. You don't need those complicated frameworks to get that application working, you know. So many questions. How many apps do you have in the store? I have 5 or 6. Let's filter. Ready for sale. 5 active apps currently. How much it costs to run them? Not much, because I try to avoid backend as much as possible, and that kind of helps, you know. Hell, it's still too long. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. What else was asked? And do you use SQLite? Behind core data, it is SQLite, but I do not use SQLite directly. What do you use for UI and UX design? Figma. How did you learn to design? Did you take any course? I took one course 3-4 years ago, something like that. I don't know, when SketchUp was just released. Oh, probably that's about 6 years ago. Then I took course for SketchUp, that's it. Hey, One Piece, hello. How you used CloudKit in one of your apps? Yes, I did. Come on, let me help you. Yeah, Paul, seems that we will need to do that. Do I have Bart available? Bart. How it was? Google Bart? Bart Go? No. Try Bart. Yeah. Currently is not supported in our country. Yada yada. Okay, whatever. But what is behind the Bart? Yeah, that is not ChatGPT. That is totally different kind of model. I don't know how good or bad it is. Okay, so too much information. Understood. Now, let's go to the 30. I think there is just too much information already altogether. That sucks big time. Okay, you know, then I will go back to this. Can I go back to this? No. I will check Discord, yeah. It kind of sucks. I can't kind of feed it. Is there some API to do that without just manual copy pasting? Sure, I can go and generate just, I don't know, that report for last, I don't know, last few versions. But that kind of sucks, you know? Because if I'm filtering by versions, let's say from version 2.9, okay, I have select all of them. Then that list will be way shorter and kind of for bugs, that could be good enough, you know, because I don't really care about bug reports in, I don't know, version 1, for example. For which feature requests, not so much. How many we have? 44 reviews. That's not much. Okay, let's export this one at least. I will ask one more time just to get that for last few versions. Okay, this is last few versions only. Kind of sucks big time. Can we reload it? Too much or fine? Okay, here it is, summary. I have previous, but already was feeded and this list. I have a question for someone who is interested in starting to learn iOS development. What should you suggest as a starting point? Do you have any recommended roadmap? Yes, I have recommended resource. Let's see, maybe this command will work. If chatbot is not sleeping, but anyways, check out hacking with Swift.com. There is 100 days of SwiftUI challenge, and that is basically quite a good point to start. If you were not iOS developer, in which area would you specialize in? I don't think I would pick development if I will not build iOS apps. Maybe mobile apps, then maybe Android, you know, but that's basically the same. From that perspective, you know, also kind of app development. I like app development generally because I like to make apps for end users, and I like B2C kind of products, business to customer, not B2B products, but business to customer. That's what I like. And before that, I was in product management, and I just wanted to have possibility to do it all, basically to have product idea and kind of get it in the market and have the revenue from it as well. And building iOS apps you can do all of that, you know. Why the web development doesn't interest you? I don't know, kind of boring stuff. I like that you can do all on your device. I like iPhone, I like ecosystem, I like apps on iPhone. Web development, I don't know. Web apps, not really interested in that. Websites, like kind of services, also feels kind of boring for me. I don't know. I just don't. I have zero interest to build websites. If those are kind of web apps, maybe, but whatever. Positive feedback, negative feedback, suggestions. Users will like customization for timers. That is good suggestion. The app should add glossary and explanations for technical terms. We kind of have it. There have been requests for Apple Watch version of the app. Yeah, that's true. Interesting. Users will appreciate pause button that doesn't restart entire session. I didn't really expect that someone would like to put training session on hold, because basically there are just cycles to breathe and not to breathe. Users want app to be available in more languages, including French and Android. Oh my gosh, really? Some users should include system to ensure safety and prevent users from pushing themselves too hard. Generally, that's not bad suggestions. First one probably is going to my backlog. Apple Watch is kind of in the backlog as well. I will take a look on Apple Watch 10 first to see direction where we are going with Apple Watch. Yeah, doesn't have enough instructions. Yes, I should think more about that onboarding, probably. Actually, that's a good exercise, because those app currently have 249. Yeah, here is full list with reviews. 250 reviews. Not useful. Title, not useful app. So to go through all of that manually, it's kind of a big deal, but for product manager should do that. And I think ChatGPT is kind of doing a good job here. Sadly, that we can feed all the information. I will continue play with that. But generally, my purpose for this kind of work session was to kind of check, is it possible? Does it work? I will say, yeah, that works. Not good with big amount of data, but meh. Usually you don't have so many reviews. Apple Watch version, that's probably is already in the backlog, to be frank. Number one reason to avoid web development for me is JavaScript and TypeScript. Feel like shit to compare it to Swift. Yeah, also, you know, with web development, you have so huge tech stack to kind of learn. Because, yeah, there is HTML, there is CSS, there is JavaScript, there is TypeScript, there are bunch of tools, and that is only front end. Then you also have backend, and there is no clear where one thing starts and other ends, you know, where you should stop learning all that stuff. Mobile development is kind of smaller scope and easier to kind of learn it all. What project did you most enjoy doing? I don't know. That depends. I was kind of in Apple Watch development for few months, probably I wanted to that was kind of fun to do Apple Watch development. I like to do that. I don't know. I just like switching in between projects. So should I start with UIKit and then SwiftUI? I will say go for SwiftUI directly. I am suggesting to go start with SwiftUI. What application would you like to see on the Apple Watch that does not have to do with fitness and health? Oh, it's hard to say because, you know, I'm mostly using my Apple Watch to check time and weather and then hit fitness activities. I can't say I am missing anything on Apple Watch. Because mine reasons. What do I do? Notifications, fitness, health, sleep tracking, activity tracking, all of that is there already. For me, that is fitness device. I don't really miss anything. I can pay with it. I can use it for fitness. I can use it as a remote for my iPhone camera. That is kind of nice feature, and I really can't say that I'm missing something on Apple Watch. Do you think with this upcoming WWDC it's time to go full in SwiftUI and forget about UIKit? Kind of yes. I do not see why today you should not go full in SwiftUI. Because in one of the presentations, Apple already said that SwiftUI is the best way to build iOS applications, apps for Apple ecosystem. There are plenty of things that you can't do with UIKit. For example, widgets, SwiftUI only, Apple Watch apps. If you are not crazy, you are using SwiftUI for Apple Watch, apps. So, I don't know. UIKit will be around for a while, of course. The same was with Objective-C when Swift just was released, first 3 versions. Migration from SwiftUI, from Swift 1 to Swift 2, then to Swift 3 were horrible. And from Swift 3 to Swift 4, it was already kind of okay. It was easy already. It wasn't so bad, And nowadays now we have Swift 5, I guess, right? Nowadays no one is asking, what should I learn, Swift or Objective-C? In a few years, the same will be with SwiftUI versus UIKit. No one will ask, what should I learn, SwiftUI or UIKit? SwiftUI will be obvious choice. It is already kind of obvious choice. What are your hobbies? What do you do in free time other than programming? Oh, that's hard question, I could say gardening, but that's more like my wife's hobby and I'm helping her. I don't know, this content creation thing, photo, video content, I will say that's hobby, but that is kind of part of the job already as well, so therefore it's hard to say. I like that swimming, freediving, still all that type of activities, but I do not do them often because water here in Latvia is cold and dark, and usually I'm getting my mask and snorkel when I'm going to the vacations on seaside, so few times in a year, So probably gardening is the best version what I can say to you, but really I'm just helping to my wife. My YouTube channel definitely is my hobby because there is no money, so that's fun. Live streams also hobby. Yeah, there is money, but so little that it just, I don't know, doesn't make any sense, That's definitely hobby. Okay, so I have my answers from ChatGPT. It's kind of okay, but I'm not super happy that I didn't get all the reviews processed. But I will stop on that today. Oh, I know, gaming also is kind of hobby, just remember it. But I do not play games often as well, so maybe once in a month or so. I'm playing Zelda a little bit more often now. Yeah, right, gaming. I'm waiting for this WWDC to finally decide to go iOS dev or web dev. Yeah, I'm kind of curious, what do you expect to see that could kind of lead you to one or another direction? Because, yeah, okay, we will see most likely we'll see some augmented reality kind of device presented. Chances are very high. Most likely we will see that. So if you want to go into that niche, so yeah, sure. If you are waiting for hardware and you are into hardware development, then you definitely need to go for iOS development and all that stuff. But for all the other platforms, okay, we will have some iOS updates. We will get new iOS version, we will get new iPad version. Apple Watch probably will have bigger update because all those updates so far was kind of minor from user perspective. It looks about the same all the time. But yeah, I don't know how that will impact your decision, you know. Trouts versus SwiftUI versus Storyboard. That is not Storyboard, that is SwiftUI versus UIKit, and I just said what I'm thinking about that. Storyboard is just one tool how to make user interface using UIKit. Storyboard is visual user interface builder, you know, and yeah. I'm using storyboards still in freelancing project. This freelancing project is quite old, quite big, and there are plenty of UIKit views, and I'm using storyboards. I don't mind to use them. If you have storyboards, keep them small. I don't know, few views in storyboard, especially if you are working a relatively big team, to avoid problems with merging storyboards. And yeah, I'm usually using very basic user interface in storyboards, then adding hibs to them, all that stuff. 90% of that app is collection views, and then just ton of different hib files for all the storyboard cells. Works just fine. Apple pushing more for SwiftUI and ditching UIKit. That's what I am waiting, because I don't want to learn UIKit. Yeah, but if you are kind of going into the development, you always will need to learn something new every year. You will need to learn something new, and UIKit will be around for a few years ahead. This WWDC will change nothing in that. UIKit apps will be around for multiple years. I don't know, 3-5 years easy. And then you will see, I don't know, currently I'm working on the project. In my agreement I have kind of Objective-C mentioned as well. So you will see in those job proposals, in job listings, you will see UIKit for at least 3 years ahead. Why did you choose to be a developer? Did you always like IT? Well, my first education was carpenter. I was working as carpenter for about 2-3 years. It was kind of interesting, but I wasn't really happy. Then I spent my 20s in army and police. It was fun. But then I kind of wanted to switch to something more relaxed, you know. Then I decided to go to study IT. And I was working in product management for a while. And then I wanted to build my own applications, and then I chose it to become developer, to be able to build my own apps. So that's short version of my life, you know. Did you always like IT? I don't know. I had ZX Spectrum back in my teens, you know. I was around computers all the time, but I don't know how much that impacted. Maybe they will add widgets to SwiftUI on this event. First last, we have widgets. What do you mean by widgets in SwiftUI? If you are talking about widget development, then it is possible doing SwiftUI only. Maybe I misunderstand you. What do you think the iPad Ultra and the Apple Pencil 3 will bring? My dreams was always to program on the iPad. You can program on iPad right now. I did video about programming on iPad. That's currently there is no problem with hardware to program on the iPad. Problem is with software, because I have iPad here. That iPad is powerful enough to. Currently, we have iPads with M2 chips and 16 gigabytes of RAM, right? And MacBook Air also has M2 chip and 16 gigabytes of RAM. There is no problem to build apps on that MacBook Air, right? Okay, you can get a little bit more RAM, but whatever. And yeah, hardware is not the blocker. Software is the problem. iPad Ultra will change nothing in that. Apple, if Apple will like, they can change the software today. They don't really kind of want to do that. Isn't SwiftUI a requirement for widgets? Yes, it is. It is. You can't build widgets using UIKit. Yeah, exactly. Okay, my friends, it's midnight already. It was 2 hours. I was thinking about 1 hour stream, but yeah, that's fine. That's nice. Always nice to chat with you. Oh, it wasn't 2 hours. It 1.5 hour, whatever. Yeah, it's midnight, and I did all that I wanted and could do with ChatGPT. That was a cool experiment. Not so successful as I expected, but it was good, you know. What is next week? Will I be around next week? Let me check calendar quickly. There was some travels, but probably not for me. I should be around next week again as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, where's my end stream button? Found it. Thanks for coming, everyone. Have a good night. Yeah, have a good night as well, or good day for those who have day. And yeah, see you. Bye bye.